Know that this phase is not gonna last forever, which everybody always says, but what I mean by that is like right now, I'm not able to work out as much as I want to. But I know when he's like 2, I'll have all that time. So it's kind of frustrating now, but like it's coming. So you don't have to like love every moment of this. What I mean is it won't last forever. So if it's crazy now, it might chill out later. Hey guys, my name is Shayla. Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, we talk about motherhood, we talk about pregnancy, we do things kind of eco-friendly, kind of natural, hippie, granola, focusing a lot on positive mindset. I created a positive mindset flip book to give you thought prompts to leave in like your kitchen for you, your husband, who has had the biggest impact on my life. What is something that makes me genuinely happy? Just things to think about to put your mind in a positive place, because motherhood is hard. And when I journaled about this, I also, guys, I finished my mindset guide. Go to HEYSHAYLA.com/shop. It's so good. If you've already bought the flip book, you should have received an email for a discount code. If you didn't, let me know. And if you have not bought the flip book yet, when you buy the guide, you get a free flip book. Up to like the first 100 people get a free flip book. If you're into all of these things and you're new here, please subscribe. If you're not new here, please like the video if you like the video. And thanks for coming back. I've got, my colic is showing real hard here. Everyone told me not to get bangs because I have an aggressive cowlick. But I did it anyway, and I don't regret it. I have a 4-year-old, a 2-year-old, and a 3-month-old who's just chilling in front of me right now. Yeah, he was just sleeping and he woke up just in time for me to start filming. I feel like my brain can't quite focus when he's like awake and moving, so wish me luck here. Okay, focus, Shayla. How I personally make it easier with 3 is getting out of the house. And you're either like, yes, girl, or you're like, what? My personality type is experience-based. I need to go somewhere. I need to go hang out with someone. I need to do a craft. I need to learn something. I need to teach something. We need to be doing something. I don't love pretend play, but I do it because my kids like it. So that means getting out of the house for me is easier than staying in the house. And I don't mean like, yes, I have to like get everything ready and get them dressed. Or winter's coming and I might feel differently about it then. But right now, if we stay home, I have way more dishes. I have way more laundry. I have way more mess. Before I leave the house, I pack up snacks. I used to get those cute little bento boxes and like put snacks in there for them. And then they had snacks and I was starving. So then I was like, I need to buy myself a bento box. And then I was like, no, we're just going to get a snack bag. And I put the whole thing of dried mangoes in there. And I put the whole thing of macadamia nuts in there. And I put the whole, if you do fruit, I would put it in like a stasher container, so that I could break the whole thing. We probably consume way more snacks than we should, but that's okay. I've like just decided to bring the bag. I always bring snacks and I always make sure that everybody has a water bottle. And in my water bottle is LMNT. This video is sponsored by LMNT. It is an electrolyte. I've been taking them probably for a year now. I do it every day through my pregnancy, postpartum while I'm breastfeeding. For sure if I work out, but also like I'm just nonstop moving all day. And now that it's becoming a little bit chillier, there's a whole chocolate pack seasonally. It's only available right now. You can put in like a hot chocolate or like in your coffee in the morning. If you buy anything, you'll get this free sample pack. Mango chili, watermelon, orange, raspberry, unflavored. Someone said they added this to their protein shake and it was amazing. Grapefruit and citrus are my favorite because they're just kind of like tart and tangy. I just feel like it's a good pick-me-up. It's a good replenisher. It gives me a little more oomph in my day. So if you need a little more oomph in your day, check out drinklmnt.com/HEYSHAYLA and then you will get a free sample pack to try. The other things that I always keep in my car are a carrier, an extra carrier, lives in my car so that I don't ever show up somewhere and I don't have a carrier. I keep like a diaper bag in my car, aka I just keep a sleeve of diapers and wipes in the car and extra outfits. And in the summertime, towels. But I keep all that stuff in my car all the time, which can get a little hoardy. Hoardish, can be a little hoarderish, but it helps so much. And I don't take it out. Don't ever take that out of my car. And then this guy, people are like, well, what about the baby? As long as he is fed, so usually before I go into like Costco, I will feed him in the car so that he's nice and topped off. So that he has nothing to be fussy about. He can be nice and full. And then I wear him. And if he's about to take a nap, he falls asleep in the carrier, so that's easy peasy. But if he's awake from his nap and he's fed and his diaper's clean, he's usually pretty chill. He's usually a pretty happy guy. Ooh, and before I leave the house, I usually do a quick cleanup. Nothing intense, like less than 5 minutes. And I'll ask the girls to help me. Like, hey, let's put the dishes away, let's do this, so that when I come back home, it's like pretty clean. And I usually plan to do outings when my husband's at work. This is a love-hate for him too, because he doesn't like being as busy as I like being, but he's also like, but I'm missing out on all this thing. So he's got a little bit of FOMO, but also he's not a big FOMO guy. So he's like, but I'm glad you do that for you guys. When I journal about the type of mom I want to be, and it's a bunch of activities, then I list a bunch of like ideas. So we could go to the Mall of America and go to the amusement park there. We can go on a nature walk. We can go to the old neighborhood that we used to live in that has awesome sidewalks and a great park. The farmer's market, orchards, the zoo. There's 2 different zoos here. Breakfast at a random spot and then go walk around the lake. Open gym and gymnastics. Like, I just brain dumped all the things that I could think of, so that if one day I was like, what are we gonna do today? I could look on the list, have a plethora of ideas. And if you're like, Shayla, this sounds actually like my nightmare, then you need to sit down. This is what my guide is for. You need to sit down and think about the type of mom you want to be. Maybe you're like super into music and super into food. Well, then you're probably gonna love having music play all day and baking or cooking with your kids. Does it take 3 times longer to cook with kids? Absolutely. But is it kind of like the sweetest thing ever? Also, yes. Do you have to vacuum up all the flour and all the extra stuff that's on the floor? Also, yes. But it's so good for them, and it's so good for you to slow down and just like enjoy. Are you an athlete where you're like, I do not want to bake in the kitchen, but let's go kick the ball around the yard? Do that. Are you a book nerd? Read children's books and then act them out. Get creative with how you want to do your mothering, and then do it and keep doing it. Because at first it's really hard, because you forget the pants, you forget the snacks, you forget the carrier, you forget the diapers, or you like it just can be hard. Or like if you're trying to work out and you're like, but I have kids, I can't work out. Just start doing it. And the first like week or 2 is going to be challenging, and then your kids are like, oh, this is what mom does, this is what we need to do. And like find something for them to do. Don't just be like, go find something to do. Like, create an activity for them. Turn on a show for them while you work out or whatever. Kids are adaptable. They're really good at it. But try it. Don't assume that your baby's just gonna freak out. It might be okay. You just gotta give it a go. And if it's something you really wanna do, you gotta give it a go multiple times. It's not always gonna work. For example, one time I was like, I am a morning person. I'm gonna wake up at 4 so that I can get like work done before my kids wake up. Because we co-sleep, literally after 30 minutes, they're awake looking for me. And I was like, I'm sticking to this for 2 weeks, because then it'll eventually, no. I had to stop. It was just like meltdown town for the first. They were so tired, and it was just a disaster. And so I had to stop. Have realistic expectations. Know that this phase where they're this little is not going to last forever, which everybody always says. But what I mean by that is like right now, I'm not able to work out as much as I want to. But I know when he's like 2, I'll have all that time. So it's kind of frustrating now, but like it's coming. So you don't have to like love every moment of this. That's not what I mean by it won't last forever. What I mean is it won't last forever. So if it's crazy now, it might chill out later. But like one thing that really helped us, because we go to my dad's house probably once a week for dinner. It always gets late because they don't have a schedule. They don't know that I need to be back, leave their house at like 6, which is usually dinner time. I usually have to dine and dash. Like, thank you so much for dinner, we gotta go. And then I would get home, and sometimes the kids would fall asleep in the car, and then I'd have to change over their diaper, do the whole thing, brush their teeth, whatever. No more. Now, when I go to my dad's house, I bring the pajamas. I bring the toothbrush. I bring the toothpaste. That's pretty much all I bring. Sometimes we take a bath at their house, put on our jammies, brush our teeth, get in the car. If they're still awake when we get there, great. Now we're just gonna go upstairs and go to bed. If they fall asleep in the car, fantastic. Now we're just gonna go upstairs and go to bed. So it just like helps to consolidate that transition time a little bit. So like you come up with these things. I'm like, what I say, 3 months into having 3 kids, and I feel like I'm at my capacity. I know I said this with 2, so everybody's like, oh yeah, right, Shayla, you're done with 3. No, I'm done with 3. And like Seth keeps being like, I'm gonna go get a vasectomy. I'm like, okay, go do it, because we've met the deductible this year, so now's the time. Has anybody else's husband been like, I'm getting a vasectomy, and then just never scheduled it? I feel like I'm such an intentional and intense mother, because literally it's my job and it's my job. My job here and it's my job at home, so I just like am intense with it. And I already feel like, am I doing enough? Is everybody feeling supported properly? And I don't want to spread myself any thinner. It has been hard. And so when I journaled about this, I didn't want to use the word hard, because I don't want to wake up first thing in the morning and be like, oh, I'm about to have a hard day. Like, no. So I said busy, because that's what it is. You wake up first thing in the morning, we have to go potty, we have to do snacks, I have to go potty, I have to change a diaper, we have to do breakfast, I have to get their hair ready, I have to get them dressed, I have to da-da-da-da-da-da. And because they're still so little, they can't do those things by themselves. So I'm doing all of these things like nonstop, going. And I'm working on independence, because I think that'll help alleviate some of the busyness for me, because then they can do the things. It's a very, very busy time. Focus, Shayla. Be aware of how your kids like to play, which people don't talk about enough. Kids' personalities dictate like so much. One of my kids is like my husband. She does not need to go do all the things. In fact, I think it like makes her even more needing to cling on to me. That's just something to consider. Sometimes I can tell that I like run them into the ground, and so then the next day we take a hard stop. We just chill at home all day and just relax and eat popcorn and have popsicles. Don't go anywhere or see anyone. And I'm also realizing that because we're out and about and I'm like meeting up with my mom friends who also have kids, I'm talking to them a lot and not to my kids. And so recently I was like, okay, I need to like focus on interacting with my kids, especially when I'm like out with moms or when I get home from the mom play date. But like also getting out can get really expensive. You like go to the orchard, you go do this, you go to, and you're like ching 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 ching. No, get a zoo pass, and then now the zoo is free. I just like enjoy getting in a different scenery. So even if I just go to a different neighborhood and go to their park, great. As you start to do the thing. So I'm curious if this sounds awful or if this sounds right up your alley. And it's a personality thing, because I had a friend that was like, oh, how do you do all that? Because it was the same when I was pregnant. I was like, we gotta get out of the house. It is my personality to get energy from going out and doing things. If this is gonna drain the life out of you, do not do it. Figure out what you need to do. And if you're like, Shayla, I don't even know what I like anymore, because that is the, when you transition into a mom, I feel like all of your hobbies just kind of go to the wayside and you're like, what do I even like? My guide will help you to determine what you want your life to look like. If you want an extraordinary life, you need to define what extraordinary looks like for you. I used to follow this girl and I was like, oh, she's so cool. She like homeschools her kids. They live on a homestead, and like she'd be like, oh, I just hiked 2 miles by myself in the woods in the snow to get to my sauna. And I was like, what? That's so cool. And I was like, no, not for me. I would not enjoy that at all. I would like to do it with like 12 people, but not by myself. So I had to like critically look at her life, and instead of envying it, be like, I like that part, but I don't like that part. If you're listening to this, I want you to critically be like, you're insane, or like, yeah, I could do that, and thank you for some of the tips. All right, cool. As always, I hope you love it. Please subscribe, please like the video, and I will see you guys next time.